The Vance family there with one of their three children as J.D. Vance prepares to be...
The world stood still as an unexpected moment sent shockwaves across live television. At a high-profile rally, Usha Vance's daughter, young Mirabel, boldly reached for Donald Trump's microphone. Right in the middle of his speech, gasps filled the crowd, cameras zoomed in, and social media exploded within seconds. What did she say? How did Trump react? And why is everyone talking about this? Stay tuned as we break down every jaw-dropping detail of this surreal moment that has the internet in a frenzy. A moment no one saw coming. The world held its breath. Cameras zoomed in, reporters leaned forward, and a charged energy rippled through the crowd. The gathering was a mix of political elites, eager journalists, and passionate supporters, all accustomed to the spectacle that followed whenever Donald Trump took the stage. By now, his speeches were legendary.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of deficits with the EU.
Electrifying rallies that shook stadiums, press briefings that kept reporters scrambling, and offhand remarks that could send stock markets into chaos. His words had shaped narratives, sparked controversies, and fueled endless debates. Tonight was expected to be no different. Another bold, unscripted, headline-grabbing moment in a career built on unpredictability. But what happened next was beyond even Trump's own imagination. At the heart of it all was not a seasoned politician, not a journalist hunting for a scoop, not even a high-profile rival. Instead, it was a little girl. She couldn't have been more than 4, her golden curls bouncing as she shifted in her seat at the very front. Her name was Mirabel, daughter of J.D. Vance and his wife, Usha, a child too young to grasp the weight of policies or the magnitude of the moment. Yet in mere seconds, she would do something extraordinary. Innocent, unassuming, and completely unaware of the storm she was about to create, Mirabel was seconds away from capturing the world's attention, stealing the spotlight from one of the most commanding figures in modern politics. But what exactly did she do to capture the world's attention? Let's find out. The interruption no one expected. Donald Trump stood at the podium, commanding attention with his towering presence. His signature red tie, slightly too long as always, swayed with his movements. His hands sliced through the air, punctuating his words with the flair only he could muster. This was his stage, his arena, where confidence, controversy, and charisma blended seamlessly. "The future of this country is in our hands," he proclaimed, his voice filling the packed hall. "We are making America great again, folks."
The golden age of America begins right now.
"We're winning, more than ever before." Then, in an instant, the unexpected happened. A sudden stir from the front row. Tiny fingers slipped free from Usha Vance's grasp. A pair of small, determined feet tapped rapidly across the stage floor. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Security tensed, but too late. Before anyone could act, little Mirabel was already there. Not just near the stage, on it, marching straight toward the president himself. Murmurs filled the room. Was this orchestrated? A charming publicity stunt? A moment designed to break the internet? Trump turned, caught mid-sentence, and for the briefest moment, his face registered something rare, genuine surprise. It wasn't often that he was caught off guard, but there she stood, a tiny figure in a sea of giants, staring up at him with wide, unwavering eyes. The entire room seemed to hold its breath. What would happen next? Let's take a look at the unintended revelation that followed her appearance on stage. Mirabel and the unintended revelation, a presidential mystery. At just 4 years old, Maribel uttered a few words that sent the entire nation into a frenzy. No one had anticipated it. Not the eager crowd, not the ever-watchful media, and certainly not her father. What was meant to be a routine public event, another stop in the whirlwind career of President Donald J. Trump, suddenly turned into something far more explosive. In an instant, a child's innocent remarks sparked a storm of speculation, political intrigue, and theories of a hidden agenda that no one had dared to imagine. The stage was set for a typical Trump rally, vibrant, patriotic, and packed with fervent supporters chanting, "USA! USA!" Flags waved high as President Trump delivered one of his signature speeches, commanding the crowd with his usual flair. But then, an unexpected moment unfolded. Maribel, J.D. Vance's youngest, most unpredictable daughter, tugged at his sleeve. He glanced down, amused, and leaned in, offering her the microphone. A hush fell over the crowd. The energy in the air shifted. Cameras zoomed in. Reporters leaned forward. Even the president himself seemed momentarily caught off guard. Then, with the unfiltered honesty only a child can possess, Maribel spoke. And in that moment, everything changed. What did she say? Let's delve into the details of her unintended revelation and what happened afterwards. A statement that stopped the world. Maribel stood on a grand stage, the kind reserved for world leaders and history makers. The oversized microphone looked almost comical in her tiny hands, but her grip was firm. No trembling, no hesitation, just a steady, childlike confidence. She lifted the mic to her lips and spoke, her voice ringing through the vast hall. Daddy says the country will change forever soon. He says the world won't be the same and that robots will take over everything. The room stilled. It wasn't just silence, it was a vacuum, sucking the air from the space. For a moment, reality itself seemed to falter. Eyes widened, throats tightened, and then all attention snapped to him. Donald Trump, a man who had spent his life bending the media to his will, who could dance around any question with practiced ease, stood motionless. His gaze flickered. To the child, to the audience, back to the child. A few nervous chuckles escaped, the kind that teetered on the edge of fear. Had a 4-year-old just dropped a prophecy about the end of the world as we knew it? About artificial intelligence rising? About something even Trump himself had never dared to voice? The moment stretched, uncomfortable, and raw. And then, something unexpected. Trump, usually quick with a quip, faltered. His practiced smile wavered. He chuckled, tousled Maribel's hair. Yet for those paying attention, something in his eyes had changed. The cameras saw it, the world saw it, and they wouldn't forget. For the briefest of moments, something flickered, something unusual. Was it hesitation, doubt, or could it have been uncertainty? However, Trump's reaction brought back life to the event. Let's dig into the details of his reaction. Trump's reaction, a master of the moment. Well, my friends, he finally spoke, his voice laced with that signature mix of humor and showmanship. I always say, kids, they just get it. Sometimes they're sharper than the so-called experts. A ripple of laughter spread through the room, hesitant at first, then growing as relief set in. The tension cracked. Applause followed. Uncertain, scattered, but present. Trump leaned down and gave young Maribel a playful pat on the head. She's got some big ideas. Maybe we'll see her running for office in 2040. The crowd erupted. The joke landed perfectly. It was the usual classic Trump, spontaneous, effortless, spinning any unexpected moment into a win. But for the keen observers in the room, there was something just beneath the surface. His smile was there, the laughter flowed, but his eyes told a different story. How did the internet react to the shocking moment? What trend came up afterwards? Let's find out. The internet catches fire. Within minutes, the internet was on fire. Clips of Maribel's mic grab-flooded social media. Hashtags exploded, hashtag robot takeover, hashtag Trump interrupted, hashtag Maribel knows. Memes spread like wildfire, some treating the moment as a joke, others treating it as a prophecy. By morning, theories were spreading like wildfire. Some headlines played it up as a humorous interlude in Trump's speech. Others dug deeper. Was Trump planning something drastic? A groundbreaking policy? A sweeping reform? A major shift in global politics? Or was this about something far more secretive? Something he hadn't yet revealed to the world? Experts in child psychology weighed in. Some dismissed it as an innocent remark, the result of a young mind absorbing and regurgitating adult conversations. But others were less convinced. Maribel's phrasing was oddly precise for a 4-year-old. Her tone had been confident, almost rehearsed. Could it be that she had been subtly coached to plant an idea in the public's mind? Was this an intentional teaser for a future announcement? And if so, what was President Trump planning? Had Maribel simply repeated something she overheard at home? Or was there a deeper truth to her words? Speculation ran rampant. Trump's policies on AI had never been entirely clear. He had spoken about China, about big tech, about the power of Silicon Valley. But had he, in private, been warning those closest to him about something bigger, something the public wasn't supposed to hear yet? And if so, had J.D. Vance's daughter just let it slip? The authorities kept silent after the event, not saying anything, leaving room for greater speculations. Let's delve into the details of the silence and its aftermaths. The silence that made everything worse. Trump was no stranger to controversy. He thrived on it. When tensions rose, he didn't back down. He charged in head first, clashing with the media, reshaping the narrative, and amplifying his stance with every opportunity. But this time, something was off. There were no tweets, no fiery press conferences, not even an offhanded jab at his next rally. He just let it be. And that silence? That's what made it all the more unsettling. The longer he refused to respond, the more people wondered, why? Was there something he wasn't saying? Something he couldn't say? Speculation erupted. Theories took on a life of their own. Had the AI revolution already arrived, lurking beneath the surface? Was there knowledge hidden from the public? Secrets only a select few were privy to? Could it be that Trump, of all people, had been trying to sound an alarm about a future we weren't prepared for? Tech experts and political analysts scoured his past remarks, dissecting speeches, interviews, searching for breadcrumbs they might have overlooked. The world buzzed with questions, desperate for answers. And yet, at the heart of it all, little Maribel remained completely oblivious.
Mirabel here is going to help me. She is always my sous chef.
She had no idea that a simple, innocent comment had set the world on fire. What interpretations have been given to the innocent statement of little Maribel? What does it all mean? Let's find out. What did it all mean? In the end, no one could say for sure. Perhaps it was nothing more than the innocent ramblings of a child. Just a silly mistake. A random string of words that meant nothing. A fleeting moment of amusement that the internet, as it often does, eagerly seized upon and blew out of proportion. Or maybe, just maybe, Maribel had done something far more extraordinary. Maybe, in that brief, unscripted moment, she had peeled back the curtain on a reality no one was meant to see. A truth that had been carefully hidden, kept out of reach, until a child, unburdened by fear or filters, let it slip into the open. For just a heartbeat, even the most powerful man in the room had been powerless. He couldn't stop it. He couldn't take it back. The air had shifted, charged with something unsettling, something electric. And if that was the case, if Maribel had truly revealed a secret too big to be spoken, then there was only one question left to ask. What happens now? From her statement, she might have heard her father making such statements over meals, or perhaps overheard his conversation with other politicians. Let's take a look at her innocent statement beyond a childish blabbering. A child's innocent words, or something more? At first, the media dismissed it as nothing more than an amusing, innocent moment. A little girl simply parroting something she had overheard. A cute, yet inconsequential slip of the tongue. News anchors chuckled. Social media turned it into a light-hearted meme, and the general public brushed it off as just another viral moment that would soon fade. But then, something shifted. Political analysts, always eager to read between the lines, started asking deeper questions. Was it really just a child's innocent repetition? Or was there more to it? Could Maribel have unintentionally exposed a hidden truth? Something whispered behind closed doors but never meant for the public ear? As they dissected the event, their curiosity turned into intrigue. They scrutinized her words, analyzed the context, and speculated about what, or whom, she might have been echoing. Theories began swirling, some logical, others wild and conspiratorial. Suddenly, what had been a passing moment of humor transformed into a topic of serious debate. Had Maribel unknowingly sparked something bigger? And if so, what exactly had she meant?
Yes, sir. You want the little cup? Okay, we can do that.
The silence from the authorities, in the face of the speculation surrounding the innocent statement of the 4-year-old, does not cease to speak volumes. The silence that spoke volumes. The White House remained tight-lipped, refusing to address the swirling speculation. When pressed in interviews, Trump either chuckled dismissively or skillfully redirected the conversation. Yet those who knew him best noticed an odd deviation from his usual playbook. He wasn't lashing out at the media. He wasn't branding the reports as fake news or launching into his typical counterattacks. Instead, he allowed the suspense to build, fueling an air of intrigue. Was his silence part of a master plan? Or had Maribel's words been an unintentional blunder, one that had let slip a secret too soon?
Yeah, she's good to go, and if she gets it on herself, it's not a problem.
Why don't you stand up for you?
Behind closed doors, political circles buzzed with whispers. Something monumental was on the horizon, they insisted. Some speculated that Trump was orchestrating a seismic shift in the nation's political framework, one that could redefine America's trajectory for generations. Others believed he had stumbled upon a game-changing revelation about the hidden forces controlling global power, a truth he was preparing to unveil. Then there were the more outlandish theories, the ones that sounded like pages torn from a science fiction novel. Could Trump have been quietly overseeing the development of a groundbreaking technological marvel? A discovery so unprecedented that it would upend life as we knew it? If so, had Mirabel inadvertently cracked open a door that was never meant to be unlocked? The uncertainty thickened. With each passing day of silence, the questions only grew louder. What was Trump hiding? And why wasn't he stopping the world from wondering? Let's take a look at the little girl whose statement shocked the world. Who is Maribel Vance? Who are her siblings? Let's find out. A cherished gift, the private family life of J.D. Vance. In December 2021, the Vance family received a beautiful blessing just in time for the holiday season, the arrival of their third child, Mirabel Rose Vance. Born near Christmas, little Mirabel was lovingly embraced as the family's most precious holiday gift. Unlike many public figures who frequently share personal moments with the world, J.D. Vance and his wife Usha have made a conscious decision to shield their children from the public eye. However, in a rare and delightful moment, Mirabel made a surprise appearance in 2022, joining her father in a behind-the-scenes blooper reel from a campaign video. The charming clip offered a brief but endearing glimpse into their family life, bringing smiles to many. J.D. Vance, widely known for his strong family values, shares 3 children with Usha, who comes from a Telugu-speaking Indian immigrant family in San Diego, California. Their firstborn, Ewan Blaine Vance, arrived in 2017 and is now an adventurous 8-year-old. 3 years later, in 2020, they welcomed their second son, Vivek, who recently turned 4. Then came Mirabel, their youngest and only daughter, who holds a uniquely special place in the hearts of her parents and older brothers.
They're okay. Look at them. They're like whatever.
Delicious?
Give us chocolate milk, they can do anything.
Balancing public life with parenthood is no easy task. Yet J.D. Vance has spoken often about how being a father is his greatest joy. Though his career demands much of his time, it is clear that his heart remains deeply rooted in his home. The Vances have chosen to raise their children in a world of warmth, love, and privacy, far from the glare of social media and public scrutiny. Yet, in those rare moments when the curtain is briefly lifted, the glimpses into their family life reveal a household brimming with affection, laughter, and a deep appreciation for the beautiful journey of parenthood. The prolonged silence from the authorities seems to deepen the mystery. Let's take a look at what is being said about the top officials and their reactions. The deepening mystery. The longer Trump remained silent, the wilder the speculation grew. Whispers turned into full-blown theories, and the mystery deepened with every passing hour. His staunchest allies, usually quick to defend or clarify, had nothing to say. Not a single offhand comment, not a single reassuring word. Even Melania, who often kept her distance from the political storm, seemed unusually attentive. She watched everything with a quiet intensity, her presence in certain rooms more deliberate than before. Inside the White House, the atmosphere shifted. Staffers noticed the sudden increase in private meetings, doors shutting quickly, voices lowered, conversations cut short the moment someone else walked in. Something was brewing, but no one outside the inner circle knew exactly what. Then there was Ivanka, always composed, always graceful. Yet even she appeared to be treading carefully, choosing her words with a level of precision that hinted at something more than just caution. Was the Trump family preparing for an announcement Maribel had let slip too soon? Or were they desperately working to contain the damage from an innocent child's unexpected outburst? Meanwhile, the media was relentless. News anchors dissected the moment from every possible angle, replaying the clip as if a hidden truth might emerge if watched enough times. Maribel's expression, Trump's reaction, the exact phrasing of her words, every detail was scrutinized. Late-night comedians turned it into endless punchlines, conspiracy theorists crafted elaborate narratives, and social media erupted into a storm of wild guesses and heated debates. Yet Trump himself remained silent. No tweets, no off-the-cuff remarks, nothing to put an end to the speculation. And with every second that passed without a response, the mystery only grew. What was he waiting for? What was he hiding? The silence was deafening, and the world was desperate for answers. Some have actually taken Mirabel's revelation as a light glimpse into the future. Let's delve into the details of what might be made of the innocent statement, as it likely relates to the future. A glimpse into the future? Mirabel's innocent remark, "Daddy says the country will change forever soon. He says the world won't be the same and that robots will take over everything," spread like wildfire. What seemed like a child's casual comment quickly turned into an unstoppable storm of speculation. Had she accidentally revealed a secret that could shake the very foundations of history? Was the country on the verge of an economic revolution? A complete overhaul of the financial system? Perhaps even a return to gold-backed currency? Or was it something even more radical? A seismic shift in global politics? A technological breakthrough so profound that it would tilt the balance of power permanently? And then came the darker theories. Was this the prelude to something far bigger? Something the world wasn't ready for? Some whispered about the dawn of an artificial intelligence age that would change humanity forever. Others feared something far more unpredictable.
But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history.
One thing was clear. If this was part of a grand strategy, it was working. The entire world was now locked in anticipation, dissecting every move, every word, every hint. Would Trump step forward and confirm the growing whispers? Would he make a revelation so shocking that it would cement his legacy in ways no one could have foreseen? Or would he remain silent, letting the mystery grow, turning speculation into legend? But there was no denying it. Maribel, in her childlike innocence, had done something that no press briefing, no policy announcement, no viral tweet ever could. She had ignited the world's imagination. And now, across newsrooms, living rooms, and government halls, from Wall Street to Silicon Valley, from foreign capitals to underground conspiracy forums, everyone was waiting, holding their breath, watching. Because if her words carried even a sliver of truth, the world was on the brink of something monumental. What do you think about Maribel Vance's statement that leaves the world trembling? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.